BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. A bit of a late start today, and again, Sunday being usually a bit of a lame day, but I mean, with a chart like this, there's not a great deal more to say than to allow for it to continue. Continuation is the name of the game. We're having a bit of a pullback, obviously, from this previous peak. We've got two drives of bearish divergence, but it looks like a normal consolidation at this point now. The consolidation can continue to go lower. The Bollinger Bands are pinching a little bit now. We've been surfing the Bollinger Band center, which is normally the way you'd be looking to pick or try to take opportunities for bounces. Now, because it's a Sunday, it's usually not really a great day. It's never my preference to ever really trade on a Sunday, to be honest with you, at all. At all. Never mind, I don't have the opportunity with these two kids running around me all the time. But usually, especially nowadays, when traditional markets play such a major role, it's probably best just to leave it and see what happens on Monday, really. Best price action, or what should I say, the more useful price action takes place over the week. So, just breaking down this chart on a 4-hourly, like we ought to do for any altcoin, we'll look at these on the Patreon, and anything that's rallied, anything that's broken out, and anything that looks like it wants to trend is going to want to catch up with the price action and moving averages. And the Bollinger Band Center seems to be the more reasonable place for most on a 4-hourly if you're looking to trend that move. So we'll be looking for this to preferably hold around 30,450. You know, even now. But if it were to break down, because the momentum does seem to be pointing further down, it's still not a big problem, because I would be looking to take a long position, definitely if we come down to 28,450. This horizontal is more or less been broken by all major moving averages, only the 200 simple and exponential on the 4-hour that are below it. And over the next 24 to 48 hours, they'll be above there too. We haven't had a golden cross retest of any form yet, so we've not had either the 50 or the 200. So those will be tested at some point, and those will be really good opportunities to try positions if it happens. This could just continue to rally on. Definitely could do that. But looking for new opportunities, new setups, new positions, then obviously we do want further downside in order to do that. Yeah, but like I say, 4 hourlies can be taken around this level as well. The 30,450, 30,400, all of that is appropriate to try it. Just remember tight stop losses, obviously. Let's take this to a daily to see how that's shaping up now. Really good. The Bollinger Bands are reabsorbing price action as you'd normally expect, with a 10 exponential sitting down here at 29,000. So, look, any further downside on these on any of these charts, any of these time frames, should be welcomed and is also required for new money, new opportunities, new longs to enter in to then take it up to a new local high. So it definitely looks very good. We also have a pump signal confirmed on the daily. So even if you're just holding spot positions from any of these areas, whether you dollar cost averaged on the way down or you bought even lower than this, then you should be okay just to let it ride, because with a setup like this, especially with the sentiment being quite high, the correlation to gold, which in my opinion is going to see some rallying as well soon, bringing Bitcoin with it. Rotation from stocks, which are also still pumping and still looking okay. Everything still looks good to go. Dollar's relatively low. I don't expect to see a bounce on the dollar, or a significant bounce even this year. You might get a bounce on the dollar, but I'd be very surprised to see it break above 105. It's definitely 106. So everything is definitely looking good, primed for continuation. Now we are relatively hot on the old money flow index. It's not the hottest it's ever been, and when you go, I'm not going to say parabolic, but when you have these big sort of aggressive moves up like this, especially when you have a breakout of a channel, breakout of moving averages, pump signals, the lot, with a destination, in my opinion, towards 38,000, maybe even a little higher over the next few weeks, maybe just throughout this summer, then yeah, money flow indexes can rise quite high. This one on the daily is neither here nor there. It is high, but it's not the massive. It's not the highest it's ever been. And the main thing for any sort of huge breakdown or bear market or anything like that you'll be looking for, and I say bear market, I mean it's sort of like a long drawn out consolidation, which it will have at some point. You're more likely to look at that on the weekly and work it out on the weekly. And so far the weekly peaked around here, around 75, which is high. It's definitely high, but it's not bubble pop territory. Once we start to creep outside of the comfort zone, above 80 and especially towards 90, that's when a bigger, more long drawn out consolidation is most likely to appear on this chart. We also have, several drives, well, at least 2 drives here of a bearish divergence so far, but we are still turning up on the MACD, so everything still looks good for continuation on the daily and the weekly. It might be a bit bumpy, a bumpy ride, but for spot positions, especially for those of us who took the positions, here or lower, it's fine. Just leave it. Don't really see a problem with that. The new entries can be seen on that 4-hourly. So that is Bitcoin for you. I mean, there are altcoins all over the place now that are showing promising setups. And with Ethereum, we really want to see it break and close above that $2,000 zone. That's going to help the total market cap too as well, which is your market cap excluding Bitcoin. And with that, you basically want to see continuation. So we might even see an alt season if Bitcoin peaks. So I'm very hopeful for all altcoins once Ethereum has reclaimed this $2,000 zone, and you'll have lots of decent setups across the board for altcoins. At the moment, looking at Ethereum, no pump signal, no nothing like that. It just looks like it's working on an early stages of the breakout, and a breakout will begin above 2,000. So altcoins, look, I've been saying it for a week or two. If you want a dollar cost average into those altcoins, then that would have been good. And if you've done that, then great. You should just leave them to ride. None of them have, well, I say none of them, it's a bold statement, but as far as a healthy setup is concerned, nothing really matches Bitcoin's. Bitcoin's is still the best, but there will come a time where Bitcoin either pauses or consolidates or even basically just moves up, but the rest of the market moves up more aggressively. And I think this is going to be one of the main components, one of the major criteria for that, which is Ethereum above 2,000. It's going to nudge that total market cap to basically break bullish, and when that breaks bullish, that's when you get some really big moves on altcoins. Market might find a natural peak together, might peak with Bitcoin. We don't really know. It's still early days yet. But like I say, having positions in altcoins is not, as far as I can see, a big problem. It's just not a dead cert like Bitcoin that appears to be. Bitcoin is definitely risk to reward much greater, but it doesn't mean that the rewards are going to be higher. It just means that there's less risk involved with a chart that which looks so sturdy. But that said, Ethereum's is still a relatively decent chart. On the daily, we're above all major moving averages. We're crossing up above the 0 point on the MACD. So I'm very hopeful for this to reclaim 2,000, and that's where it really gets going. And I think we see Ethereum move all the way up to like 2003 to some possibly even breaking 3,000. But early days yet. We've not broken out, so until we break out, we can't really see it. We can't really say that. But I'm more than hopeful. It does look quite good. Don't worry about the things I'm looking at, OMG or whatever. There are, like I say, many altcoins that look just like this. But I have been looking at this one today, and it does look primed for a good move. So recognize the resistance, the consolidation. This is what a lot of altcoins are going to look, and major targets for any of the altcoins, because they are basically bearish charts, but major targets for any of these altcoins would be basically a death cross retest, being your 200 exponential or simple moving average on a daily, and something like OMG. If we get the pullback into a Bollinger Band, for instance, back down to the 60s, 62, then you're looking for 100% move, give or take. So that's the sort of thing that we'll be looking for on altcoins. They are not bullish. They're not bullish like Bitcoin's bullish. Bitcoin is above major moving averages, trending up. Altcoins are trending down still, and the best you can hope for would be a bearish retest of a death cross. So recognize what I'm saying there. There is lots of gains to be made on altcoins if you get it right, but don't mistake what I'm saying. Bitcoin, risk to reward, the risk is smaller, the rewards are also smaller. The risk is higher for these altcoins because they are actually still downtrending. And even this one here that looks like it wants to do 100% pump from a pullback into a Bollinger Band, 100% gain, that's decent, but it's still in the context of a larger sort of downtrend, really, that's not even broken out from a downtrend. So recognize what I'm saying here. Risk is much higher in altcoins, although the rewards are definitely there to be had. I would certainly try some of these, but not with my life savings or my kidneys or my children's futures. I would try them with a pinch of salt. Although it does look relatively good that we would get a move like that on just this one altcoin. There's many of them that all look the same. I'm just highlighting this one as an example of risk to reward. The risk is high, the rewards are high, but Bitcoin is the one that's driving the market, so just respect that. Right, let's leave it there. If you want to join the Patreon, links in the description below. Telegram's free, Discord's free. Other than that, I hope you have a nice day and a good weekend. Take it easy.